Well, hey guys, what is up? What is going on out there this afternoon? It is Brent Abel here, WebTennis.com, another episode of the Tennis Mindset Project. This is a pre-record. Typically we're live, but I'm helping out with the Adidas video fall line shoot today, this afternoon, here at the Mission Hills Country Club as the official ball feeder, making these guys look good. Not too hard to do. Anyway, hope you're having a great afternoon so far, wherever you are. And I got a quick message here for you. We actually talked about it earlier today in our what we do every morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time zone. I typically go live once in a great while. I got a pre-record, but this morning was live, and yeah, we talked about those days when you just cannot miss. And you know, yesterday I had one of those days. It was a practice session, so obviously no pressure, but you know, practice sessions don't always mean that you always play at the top of your game because you're more relaxed or whatever. I mean, there are lots of days in practice when it's just kind of ho-hum, you know, okay, but nothing great. Nothing like it was yesterday for me, where just one of those once in a while days where you just feel like you can't miss, you're moving well. You're seeing the ball you're visually tracking the incoming ball well, and you've just got real clarity on shot choice and real clarity on the feel, not the laundry list of technical steps. How do you hit this shot? It's just a feel, right? And so when you have clarity on that, and you're moving well, and you're seeing the ball well, and all that good stuff, it just ends up being one of those days when you feel like you just cannot miss. The big mistake that I used to make with that is after one of those days, I'd go back home and I'd just say, wow, that is it. Now I got it figured out. Tomorrow, here we go. And tomorrow would show up and it just wouldn't be the same thing. For whatever reason, it just wouldn't be the same thing. So look, I think the top players understand that winning is way more about managing the mediocre. And I don't mean mediocre in a negative term, a critical term. I just mean mediocre in terms of the definition being more like average, right? So most of the time when we go out and play, especially in tournaments, you just don't have that kind of day like I had yesterday. I'm sure you've had those days as well too, where you feel like I just cannot miss, right? But in reality, what happens, and especially in tournaments, especially in league matches, if you're playing a lot of stuff or you're playing a lot of practice matches throughout the week, the winning, the winning formula is: can you manage the mediocre? Can you manage the average? Can you get into those long, drawn-out matches where, you know what, you're just from time to time making some unforced errors that maybe you don't normally make, but you're into the emotional control thing when you do that, where you're not frustrated. God dang it, I played so great yesterday. Why isn't that showing up today? And it's just because this game's too hard. This game's way too hard for it to be showing up every day. And so you have to accept reality that when you have those days when you just cannot miss, beautiful. Love it. Don't go home and say, hey, babe, I got the game figured out, honey, you know, and then the next day you go home and spouse says, well, how was it? You got the game figured out? Not quite. So that's okay. But just start embracing the reality of managing the mediocre, especially in those really close matches where, you know, it's really about emotional control. It's really about when the point is over, the nanosecond the point is over, do you have some emotional control, right? Can you not go crazy if you just hit the greatest up the line forehand you've ever hit in your life at a big point and scream, come on, baby, and then your brain goes, oh, that's what we have to do every time. Okay, let's see how that works out. On the other side of the coin, can you not go crazy and get pissed off if you, again, in a really tight match, if you dump an easy, wide open court, you dump the volley in the net and not go crazy? And just believe that managing all the other stuff, where in today's episode of What's the Right Shot was basically about, here's how we win a lot of points, right? It was some doubles on the grass, as you can see here, and I was returning serve, just played a lob up the line. inside the singles line, and then the server put on the brakes, went over there, covered for his partner, played a ball back to me as I moved in. I just played a ho-hum backhand volley, and the guy missed the shot. So I don't want you to think that what's the right shot. The morning show is all about all the spectacular stuff. It's not. It's mostly about managing the mediocre. It's mostly about, can you make 3 shots in a point? And that's a strategy all by itself. If need be, can you go ahead and count 1 on the serve, 2 on the transitional volley, 3 on that third shot, whatever it is. And the reality is, you're going to win most of the points if you do that, not because you hit a winner, but because you allowed that opponent to touch the ball over there, and they missed, right? So it's managing the mediocre in a very, very positive way. So anyway, guys, hope this message gets to you today and that it's helpful. And look, one of the things that's really helped me over the last 18 months is something I came up with. I'm calling it the Tennis Mindset Project, but it's 5 mindset skills that I came up with starting 18 months ago when I finally realized, you know what? What's the missing piece for me to be consistently this year to be one of the top players in my age group? And it was the mental skills that I needed to habituate. And so I did some research, did some reading, did some studying, actually hired a couple guys for a few sessions, asked a boatload of questions, and kind of came away with some common denominators that for me, I just kind of boiled them down into 5 mindset skills that I created habits for. And the habits themselves, or I should say the skills themselves, are really very simple. They're not hard to do. Anyone can do it. The real discipline, the real challenge is, can you do this every day, once or twice a day, for 28 days? Maybe it's 30 days. Who knows? It's different for anybody. But can you do this to where you make these 5 mindset skill habits? And once you do, at least for me, last year it ended up being my best year ever, far and away, not even close. 9 national USA gold balls in both singles and doubles in a 15-month run. Won the world doubles title in Mediocre, Spain, in my age group last October. And then ended up year-end ranked number 1 in both singles and doubles in the U.S., number 1 in the world, the ITF number 1 world in doubles, and number 3 in singles. So this stuff works, and it really works at any skill level in terms of, can you manage the mindset stuff? Can you manage the mental stuff? And I've got in this course, there's 5 skills that you need to habituate. And when you do, you're going to consistently play at the top of whatever your current skill level is right now. You're going to consistently play up there. That doesn't mean you're going to be consistently hitting winners, right? It just means that you're going to be managing the mediocre really, really well. I don't want you to take that in terms of thinking, well, God dang it, I want to be able to hit a winner every time. Okay, well, I'm not your guy, because the reality of tennis is that's never, ever going to happen. So look, what I invite you to do is go on over to webtennis.com/SLR5 habits. The link is down below in the description area. Take a look at the information over there, and if you decide you want to try it, great, go ahead and sign up. I got a great guarantee over there for you. It's a results guarantee. I'm guaranteeing that you're going to beat that one player in singles, or maybe you and a doubles partner, that one team of doubles that you've never beaten before. You played them close, but never got the W. Within 6 months, you're going to do that, or you get all of your money back with this course. So again, the link for this is down below in the description area. Guys, hope this has been helpful today. Down below in the comments area, let me know any questions, any comments, any remarks, or if you want to keep it private, just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Guys, that is it for me today. Time for all of us to get out there, help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys,